This is about obligation, and the basic premise is just that we're not always obligated to be, the most ideal self possible. So there's this thing about performative emotions, man, and oftentimes when we as individuals are under the pressure of whatever the case may be at the time. Right now is the COVID-19, and a lot of people have suffered tremendous losses, whether that be loss of family or loss of income, loss of life, and all of that kind of stuff. And so we have to exercise our collective empathy, and it's important to remember that people are not always apt to perform, to be performative in terms of their emotions, and especially the people that are close to you. This is a time not to feel guilty about seeking endeavors that, kind of suppress your, or doesn't require as much performative emotion. Things that you can kind of do almost automatically, our automated selves, so to speak, So I'm here to say you shouldn't feel guilty about that. It's hard not to if you are an empathetic person, if you find yourself thinking about the feelings of others, it's hard not to feel that way. But it's important to remember that you should also feel like, hey, other people should have collective empathy. You should know that if space is required for people that isn't normally asked for, then you should really understand that. Others should really understand that, hey, I need some space. And if the space is what's being activated, if there's a time and place right now where you don't hear from somebody, you have to either assume two things, and I could be wrong about this dichotomy, but either they need the space or they're waiting for you to close the space. I guess they don't have to be waiting for you to close the space, but for the context of this, we'll say that either they need the things to be as they are because they are that way, or they're waiting for you to change that, and it's really up to you. The choice doesn't have to be as mathematical as you think. Hey, if you feel up to it, if you feel like calling somebody or checking on somebody, then do it. If you don't feel like doing it, then don't. If you're indicted for that, then you have to sort of reevaluate why these other people in your circle feel as strongly as they do. Maybe it's something that they're dealing with personally, and oftentimes we can't always convince those people that that's what it is. Sometimes we just have to accept that maybe they don't or won't accept that that's the way it is, that that's the way they are, that really, not to sound cliche, but their desire for you to have constant performative emotions is more about their own projections and more about their experiences, their preconditions than anything else. All right. So I'm here to say you shouldn't feel guilty about not wanting to perform, not wanting to, be interested in people during a given time, especially when you're feeling down. As they say, you can't pour from an empty cup. You did. So that's my message for today. Collective empathy, understanding that every day is not a time to treat everybody as if, as if they come first and you come last. Sometimes you have to take a break from that, and sometimes you also have to sit back and let the chips fall where they may. All right, that's my message for May the 5th, May the 6th, 2020. Peace.